Hello, I'm ETarte, math teacher. Today is February 20th, 2014. Yesterday I had a tutoring session with 5th grader Nick, and this is the 6th in a series of videos in which I show you a portion of a tutoring session with him. Nick is currently studying in math at school decimals. He is studying how to compare the values of decimals, given two or more decimal numbers, which is biggest, which is smallest, and so on. And what you're about to see corresponds with what he is studying, but probably goes a bit beyond. Okay, now I have a question for you.
Yes.
This is what I wrote.
Name a number between 3.7 and 3.8.
Yes, but read this a better way. 3 and something.
7/10 and 3 8/10.
All right.
Well, wouldn't you... Well, that's easy.
Okay, tell me.
Because you do 3.7 and a half. But I don't know how to write that down.
Oh. Well, you can write it just the way you said it.
Alright. Like 7 and a half.
Okay. That's a good answer. Can you give me an answer which is entirely in decimal form, with nothing that looks like a fraction?
Alright. So it would be 3.7.
This is what Nick wrote, 3.7.5. We don't have two decimal points in the same number.
No,
It would be a contradiction. It would be impossible, because this decimal point says that this is the 10th place. This decimal point says this is the 10th place. You can't have two decimal points in the same problem.
Alright, how do you draw the halves?
Well, I see.
Was my answer correct?
All I have to do is erase this decimal point and it's right. Now this is weird.
Because really, I actually thought that the decimal point would go here to separate this from this, but because this looks like 3 and 75/100ths.
Yes, let me explain this. This is something that's easily not understood. That 3 is in the ones place, as you probably know.
Yeah, because it's before
now the 7 that you wrote is in the what place?
The 10ths.
That's right. Well, the 1/2 is part of the 10th place also. It looks like it's over here in the hundredths place, but it isn't. This is actually 7 1/2 tenths.
Oh, so...
If you stick a fraction here, it crowds into the place that this numeral has.
So if you did 390 thousandths and a half, it would... The half would be in the thousandths and a half column.
Thousandths place, that's right.
Yeah,
but let me show you something else about this. The easiest way I know to do this is to write this number as 3 70/100ths. That is, just put a 0 on and write this one. Skip a space for the number that you choose. It'll be in the between. And this one will be 3 80/100ths.
And then you would
and now
3 and 75/100ths.
Yes. That's right.
3 and 75/100ths.
This 5 in the hundredths place actually has the same value as this 1/2 in the tenths place.
Well, anything can really be worth half. Like...
That's true.
Because, like, any number could. Any number in the whole wide world.
That's right.
Because numbers keep on going. And most people haven't figured that out, what the highest number is. Because
there isn't any highest number.
They're just numbers. But the real numbers, like, are, like, the basic numbers that have to be in every number in the world are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And 0.
And 0. That's right. That's the way our place value number system is set up.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's how we create all those numbers.
That's right. I have another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Name. By the way, the number you chose is between these, but it's special. It's exactly halfway between.
Yeah.
There are other numbers between these. What's another number that's between these that's not exactly halfway?
3 76/100.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to make it more specific now. Name the number that is exactly halfway between these two.
Okay.
So this period is not a decimal point. This period is the period at the end of the sentence.
Yeah.
Okay, and read that out loud, please.
Name the number that is in exactly halfway between 8 and 42/100 and 8 and 43/100.
Yes.
You would just do
That's right.
8 and 42/100 and a half.
Good. Okay, that's one way to say that. How do you say it the way you wrote it?
8 and, like, do you want to know, like, what this whole number is?
Yes.
Like 8 and 425,000?
Yes, that's right. Now, what I'd like you to do is write this number, it's the smaller, write it up here with the empty space filled, and
do the same method?
Do the same with this so that we will see really clearly that your answer makes sense.
Right? Well, 8 and 43 with the 0 right here, and then you go 8, 42 with the 0.
That's right.
And then this whole column's a tie, but this one's bigger, and this one is 5, so it's exactly halfway.
That's right. We can compare 420 with 425 with 430. Now, this number that I am circling and this number that I am circling both have exactly the same value, but they don't look exactly the same, and we don't read them exactly the same. Exactly. How do you read this one?
8 and 42/100.
Yes, and how do you read this one?
8 and 420,000.
That's right. They both have the same value.
But this one has a 0 at the end of it.
That's right.
And that's what makes it thousands.
Right. What other numbers in this part of our paper have the same value? What two other numbers have exactly the same value as each other? Yes, say both of them.
8 and 43/100 and 8 and 430,000.
That's right. And the fraction part of it we can demonstrate using the zigzag method. This is what I wrote for Nick. There's 43/100. How do you use the zigzag method to find this numerator?
Right, well, 1,000 divided by 100 is 10.
Yes, it is.
And 10 times 43 is 430.
Yes. And here's the 430 that Nick wrote.
And that's your answer.
That's right. That shows that these two have the same value. Okay, that's very good. I very much enjoyed this experience with Nick, and all the indications are that Nick enjoyed it also, and that it was worthwhile for him. And it has been a pleasure for me to share it with you. Thank you for watching.